live. So Marvin Thomas's, does Doss make team as receiver? Hashtag Raiders. Good job. So I'm really on the fence, right? So there's a lot of good news about Doss. So Doss is a fun player at a UC Irvine, had a really solid, productive year in 2018, 2017. He's a little bit bigger. He's like 6'2", 216, a little bit bigger for your typical slot receiver. And he's been looking pretty good. My only concern is I think Hunter Renfrow is going to lock up the slot. I still think Ryan Grant has a chance to make the team. J.J. Nelson, I think, is going to make the team for his speed and special teams ability. So I think Doss might be looking out, and he might be practice squad, and then maybe another team comes in and sweeps in and takes him. But it'd be a fun story. But if I had to really put my money on them, I'd probably say no. Mike Munoz Jr. coming in from Facebook. So again, guys, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. So make sure you guys are spreading my show because the more viewers we get, the more shows I can do. So if you guys like it, we'll get it going. Hashtag inspiring Munoz. All right, cool. Who will take on Mack in London? Who will take on, I'm guessing from the offensive line perspective. If I'm Khalil Mack, I would want to match up against Colt Miller, not Trent Brown. If I'm going to try to get after Derek Carr, I'm going to try to go against Colt Miller, not Trent Brown. So I think that's where Khalil Mack's going to go. Carl Elft-Man, I'm not sure. People talked about Jalen Ramsey trading a first pick and a player. What would that pick be? So would it be worth trading the pick? So Carl, what I want you to do is I want you to go back, okay, to look at, I'm going to say, my Raiders trade rumors video, and I literally put out a trade projection of what I think it would take in order for the Raiders to get Jalen Ramsey. Can you do that for me? Cool. Matthew Brewer, can you do me a huge favor? Like, you probably have no idea what I'm going to guess, right? Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Now I'll get a picture. Should we trade a 2020 first and third round pick along with Luke Wilson with 2 L's for Jalen Ramsey? A 2020 first and a third round pick and Luke Wilson? Yeah, I would probably do that, actually. I guess it would always depend. So, like, I don't even want to give away the trade that I had. So, first, third, and I mean, Luke Wilson to me is a wash. I don't even care about Luke Wilson. And then a third round pick. But here's the other thing. We're going to have to pay Jalen a whole bunch of money. Like, a whole bunch of money. But if you're telling me I can lock down a 24-year-old quarterback who I think is the top 3 in the league, and then you can put him with Garyon Conley, yeah, I'd probably still do it. Omeretta, 13. What would you say are the chances of us sweeping the Chargers? How about one Chucky head? Because the Chargers are very talented. I actually would argue the Chargers are the best team in the AFC West. I also say this because I don't know how many games Tyreek Hill is going to play. I mean, from offensive and defensive standpoint, the Chargers are a very, very well put together team. They really, really are. So, chances are one Chucky head, but if you guys want to comment what you think the chances are, you know, the show, not about me. It's about all y'all. All right, YouTube Live comments. Keep them flowing in here. Feliciano, how would you pronounce that last name? I was going to say Tamales, but Talamontes. All right. Mitch, would you give a shout-out to Mikey Raider over at Raiders Central? How many Chucky heads? Looks like I just did. Central Cali Bear. What's up, my man? Will Derek Carr record his first rushing touchdown this season? Really? He has no rushing touchdowns? Somebody double-check that for me. That's amazing. So, Cali, if that's the case, that's a really, really interesting stat. Shout out to Cali Central Bear. Tom's saying 1 second. So, Tom, our search guy, is looking in. And he has no rushing touchdowns. That's insane. One. All right, he's got 1 rushing touchdown. There you go. So, that's... Last year he had 1. Sorry, guys. I get distracted very, very easily. I also want to give a special shout-out. Let me see here as I lose it as soon as I say I'm going to give a shout-out. That's embarrassing. Somebody's birthday. Oh, no, and I lost it. All right. Johnny, a.k.a. Gray Raider. Shout-out to you. Happy birthday to you, Johnny, a.k.a. Gray Raider. Sorry it took me so long. That's what she said. Vernie, Etienne. Who do you think will lead the sacks? Lead in sacks and on offense. Who do you think will lead in sacks and on offense? Most sacks given up? if I had to guess, I'll say on our offensive line, I'll go Colt Miller. So, and if that's not your question, then hashtag English. Maybe it'd be better than hashtag Raiders. So, comment below. Name a Raiders sleeper. So, I gave you some defensive sleepers. And if you guys are subscribers, you'll know that I already went out and gave you my offensive sleepers. So, what I want you guys to do, so I want you to comment below, name a Raiders sleeper. And I put this on the community channel. So, I want to see what you guys had to say. So, we had Frankie R. Flores Sr., Chris Warren, 4 Chucky Heads, hashtag Raiders. You guys love Chris Warren. Interesting sleeper, though. All right, Danny says, Oakland Raiders report, it's going to be Wilson just because Mitch hates him so much. I don't hate anyone. There's not a single NFL player, I shouldn't say that. I don't like Joe Flacco, that I hate, right? Luke Wilson, I don't hate. I hate that he spells his name with 2 L's. But you know also I hate, Danny? Is people don't get a picture. So, Danny, I looked up what your name is on Google. That's who you are. If that's actually you, that's dope as hell. Peter Velocis? I'm not sure. It's a mouthful just like Vanderdoes. So I think it's an interesting prediction. If he can stay healthy, he definitely has, I think, the makeup to be a sleeper. But I also don't know if he's really going to get that much playing time because the defensive line for the Raiders has been upgraded. I think we can all agree on that. So, Peter, I looked this up, and I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure this guy has been convicted of some crimes. Like, seriously, so Google that. W.C. Flores, what's up to you? Love the pick. Keyon Hatcher. I'm not totally sold on Hatcher. Like, I get it. So, last year he had a solid game, and week 4 of the preseason where he went for, like, 2 touchdowns over 100 yards. Fun and exciting, but the Raiders went out and they upgraded their offense, or their wide receiver core, so not ultimately sold on Keyon Hatcher. You know what I am sold on, though? Free money, thanks to MyBookie. Chatsports.com/Raiders. Use my promo code RaiderNation. Go Raiders for 100% deposit bonus. Put down $100, get $100 for free. Who likes betting on the NFL? I do. Who likes free money? I do. Who likes the Raiders? I do. I don't know what you could possibly want more. MyBookie, chatsports.com/Raiders. And if you think that you're smarter than me, prove it. DM me on Instagram and Twitter. Say, Mitch, I want to battle you on MyBookie. Okay? Promo code Go Raiders. All right, let's go back to YouTube. Who would be the best player on offense? From Fernie Etienne. Shout out to Clemson. Best player on offense. I feel like I have to say Derek Carr, because if Derek's the best player on offense, I think that leads to the most successful year. Yeah, we're going to go with Derek Carr. All right, Monica Madrid. Do you see Mack will sack Carr more than once in London? I hope not. I hope Khalil Mack doesn't even touch Derek Carr. That would be a dream come true because Khalil Mack is probably one of the scariest human beings I have ever seen in my entire life. So, Monica, shout out to you. James Monagold. Okay. Do you think that the Rams are going to guest star on Hard Knocks? I would probably expect that. They're going to be there August 7th, August 8th, and it's our first preseason game against them. And considering the Rams have already been a Hard Knocks team, I'd give it 2 Chucky Heads. I'm all about it, James. Anthony Lindsay. What are the chances of the Raiders getting Carlos Dunlap? So, I did a video, 5 players that the Raiders should trade for. I have Carlos Dunlap on there. He's 30 years old. Out of all those players that I listed in that video, Carlos Dunlap's probably my favorite one. I think he'd fit great with the defense in terms of entering then Paul Gunther. But if I had to say how many Chucky Heads I would give it, I'd probably only give it 1 Chucky Head. All right, that boy Tsunami. Raiders bold prediction for week 5 in London is that Max sacks Carr, then Carr gets up, drops, kicks him, and injures him for the rest of the year and makes Raider Nation happy. I'm going to say that's 0 Chucky Heads. Tuck that boy Tsunami, because here's the one thing. Derek Carr ain't kicking anything that Khalil Mack has. Khalil Mack would literally tie him up into a pretzel. Now, there's a lot of questions flowing in, and if I missed your question, tweet me your questions, okay? Do it. At Mitchell Renz 365 and hit me up on IG. So keep tweeting me. Hit me up on IG and on Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. And make sure you guys subscribe. YouTube.com/RaidersReport, the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube. And I go live every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So Raider Nation, I better see you next week.
Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? 4 Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.